Welcome to the Collector's Archive. Interface access loading. File Lee from Here's LeeLee.
Right. Good evening, Lee. How are we, sir?
I'm all right, Ed. How are you doing?
Splendid, sir. Splendid. Rushing about, Not gone to plan today, but it doesn't matter. We're here now, and we can talk some. Some Transformers and stuff, can't we?
Oh, there's nothing better.
I'm sure Transformers will crop up at some point, no doubt. So, we might as well get straight into it. Do you want to take a moment just to introduce yourself to the people out there and where they can find you on the alt socials?
Absolutely. So, I am Here's LeeLee on the YouTubes. You can find me at Here's LeeLee. I also do a bit of Blue Sky, a little bit of Instagram, but it is mainly the YouTube I focus on. Mainly Transformers. I won't really call them reviews. I just thought, here's a toy. Is it this fun? I try to bring back the YouTube of old, I would say. And also, every other Sunday, I do a little live stream called Toy Me, Toy You with a friend Dave from Toy Slice.
Yeah. I spoke to Dave previously, and I can say that without any hesitation because that video has been recorded, done, and it's out there for people to watch. So,
It was a good video. Very good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it.
All right, I appreciate it. Yeah, because before I had my sabbatical, I was recording and putting them out, and I was doing them in a funny order. I didn't always release them in the order that I'd recorded them in.
Yeah.
So it was like, so when I was speaking, I had to remember where I was. I think, right, have I done that one? Have I done, but no, we're good on that one. Right, and yeah, so while you were telling people, hopefully, if I remember, it would have appeared somewhere on the screen, the like the little linky things to where people can find it. Yeah, somewhere down there, not up there, not over there. It'll be down there. Right. So, first question then. Let's massage your brain and get it out there. What's your main collecting focus? Like we don't know, but
well, obviously, it's my main focus is Transformers, and I currently thought I would say Generations classics around that area, but I am at a point in my collection where I'm sort of going through a weird period. It's, I guess, switching. Oh, brilliant! It's gone completely blank. That'll be you need to work on that massaging technique, Ed.
I'll put a bit of music there because it looks like you're doing a bit of dancing, So.
Yeah, it's like I say, mainly Transformers I collect, and it's the classics of generation. Hasbro. I have tried a bit of third party, and I've tried masterpieces, but I find my comfort zone is usually around Generations.
Right. Okay. Have you gone down the Blockies route? Have Blockies?
Oh yes, gone down the Blockies. Definitely gone down the Blockies route. Got to get the old Nemesis Prime, haven't we? They are fun little builds, Blockies. Well, even my wife and daughter are into them. So any way to getting them into Transformers.
No, good stuff. So, why do you collect them?
Well, it's really something to do, isn't it? It's an escape from the world because, let's be honest, it's going to absolute cack. Try very careful not to release my French words. But it's just a bit of escapism, really, isn't it? And
yeah.
But the robot toys, how can you not have them in your house?
Yeah, I get that. So, I mean, were there any particular motivation behind it? Were there, and actually, no, no. Well, let's bin that one. Would you say, do you have a particular goal to your collecting?
Well, my original goal was to collect a modern day of the Generation 1 84 catalogue, the original 84 characters, and I've kind of achieved that. See right here in my cabinet.
Yeah.
It's so I've sort of ticked that little box. It's just every now and again a little update, and now it's just to sit back and enjoy the hobby and like just get as many Nemesis primes as I can, because you can't go wrong with a black prime.
You can't. No, you can't go wrong with the black prime. I second that motion, sir. I second that. So when what got you into? What got you into collecting? You know, were there particular circumstances that that brought you to it, and was it like a gradual thing, or did you find that it were was it a conscious decision that you made, or was it, like I said, was it a gradual thing, and then was there a point where you thought, oh right, I'm getting quite a collection here,
I think I've always sort of been into collecting things.
Right.
I think like it started with the original Pokemon cards.
Right.
You got to catch them all and all that. And it's just sort of like I've just always enjoyed. I suppose I always enjoyed like cataloguing things as well. Many times I've sat there. I remember sitting there and just getting all my Pokemon cards out, counting them all and putting them in different organisations.
Right.
In the sets, but as it comes to me adult, it's like I say, I think it's just been a gradual thing. I've never really got out of the habit of toys, and just one day I just realised that I'm not getting toys to play with them anymore. It's more of I'm getting them to enjoy them, to just fiddle with them. And it's just become a gradual.
Yeah, right. I mean, was there a particular figure or a particular piece that was like the catalyst for it? That you kind of saw and thought, right, yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's the direction I'm going in.
Yes, I would say when I first met my lovely wife, she found out that I was into Transformers. We went to watch Revenge of the Fallen in cinemas, and I remember seeing pictures of this lovely guy. Leader class Optimus Prime from the Revenge of the Fallen. Yeah. And she bought it me for my birthday. It's the first Transformer she ever bought me. It's the oldest Transformer in my collection. It's always survived every clear out I've done. Yeah. And it's definitely I would say her biggest regret is getting me it, because it's just snowballed from there.
Yeah, it's gone from that.
So
that really, that you'd say then that was the first one then, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's definitely for the adult collector. That was definitely the first one. Right.
So I mean, we're recording this on the Tuesday just after TFUK Con, which before we started recording. Yep, there we go. It's on the T-shirt that we were chatting about before we started recording and that. So this is probably going to be a good question, really, because fingers crossed there'll be a lot. So is there anything new to your collection then at the moment?
Yes, there is. I've got a little pile here. A lovely gift from my lovely co-host, Toy Me, Toy You. The box set from Transformers Siege, a reflector, which is the in toy colours. Right. Comes with a little Frenzique. I think I did all. I've not had a proper chance to have a look at it yet, but it comes with a little Crimzique.
Oh, cool. Great. Yeah, we love a Crimzique.
Which I've never had a Crimzique before, so that'll be a fun one. But yeah, it looks like a real good fun, and I'm looking forward to having a go. I'm just waiting for the right time now to sit down and relax with it.
And so, do you say it comes with a frenzy, did you say, as well?
Pardon?
Do you say it comes with a frenzy, or is it just the Kremzik it comes with?
Kremzik, did I say frenzy?
It's all right. It might be me. It might be. I might have misheard you.
No, no, it's just a Kremzik.
Yeah. Cool.
And I picked up at one of the stalls. I saw someone, and I really like the idea of this. They had a Power Master Optimus Prime, just the trailer in robot mode.
All right.
But they had the original G1 Ultra Magnus in the cab.
All right. Yeah.
Instead of the Power Master, I just like the idea of it, and so I ended up finding a junker of Power Master with a G1 Optimus and did it myself.
Right.
Another little pickup I did.
Yeah.
Along with the original robot himself.
Right.
So that was a nice little pickup. And also picked up a good little classic, the Hot Rod.
Oh, I've not seen one of them for years.
And it just has that charm you don't seem to get in the modern Transformers anymore.
No.
It
Yeah, I had
chunk.
that back in the day when that came out. It was one of the ones that I had, but it's long gone. But yeah, I've not seen. Yeah, because if I remember right, when you transform him, the gun becomes his exhaust or something, doesn't it? At the back, yeah.
Yeah, he's a very nice figure.
Hmm.
And I also picked up a one for the Decepticon Sea Spray.
All right. Yeah.
Big chunky boy.
Yeah, I've seen them, but I've never had one of those. Never had one.
He's a good figure. And
yeah.
He's different because nowadays it's all G1 in it, so it's just nice to have that little bit of difference.
Yeah.
To go back, experience what we had.
Right. So that those were your pickups then from the convention, yeah.
Yeah, those are the ones I've got with me.
Yeah.
I think this is someone still downstairs at the moment.
Right. I mean, is there any is there out that you've got your eye on at the moment, like a pre-order or something that you're waiting to come in?
It's not a pre-order. I don't tend to pre-order stuff, but I am hoping, fingers crossed, if I'm good enough, I can get the Masterpiece Nucleon Quest, the black repaint of Power Master Prime.
Oh yeah, the MPG line, the
That's
rename.
the one.
Yeah. Right.
I can't remember what he's called now. What's the Japanese name for it? Jinrai, that's one.
Yeah, Jinrai,
yeah.
Oh. Yeah, but I think when they originally released it, were like I say, it were Nucleon Quest Super Convoy, wasn't it? When they originally
that's what the black one is.
Right. So that's going to be like your next big pickup then, yeah.
I'm hoping so, yeah.
Yeah.
It might be a birthday or a Christmas.
Right.
Right.
When does that come out then?
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest.
Right. Because it must be up for pre-order already, mustn't it?
It is. I know it is up for pre-order.
Yeah.
In places.
Hmm.
But I can't remember when it comes out though.
Right. So I mean, then past that, then is there like a particular figure or character? I mean, it doesn't have to be Transformers. It could be anything. Like is there anything that you'd like to have, but hasn't been made yet, or you'd like to see being made, so you can bring it into your collection? What
I fancied recently is I'm big on my displays. I like it. I like to best way my displays. And one thing I did come up with, which I think would be cool, if they did like a cabinet, but it was sort of like a play set.
Right.
So it would maybe designed to look like, say if it was a Transform one, it was designed to look like a Autobot City. But like each shelf had like a function where you could have like lights and sounds.
And
maybe like little cameras in them and monitors, so it looks like they're communicating with each other from each shelf.
Yeah. That sounds cool.
I think that would be a fun thing to have. I mean, it'll cost a fortune to buy, I imagine, but
maybe it's a project. Maybe it's something you could work on. Make your own.
It's something I thought about doing.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, I mean, it's who did it now? I think it was a company called Toy Story. They did like a pressed cardboard arc, kind of like diorama. I mean, maybe something like that. And they did like a Teletran one that sat in it, which I'm sure you could probably cut out, and you could get like a small enough, TFT screen or something. And yeah, I'm sure it tap into your creative side. I think maybe get something like that built.
Yeah, like I say, it would be a good little project to do, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, it'd be something, because I have seen out there, like there are, people that do these Star Wars displays.
Yeah.
Which you can buy and assemble and that, and they look pretty nice. So yeah, one for a Transformers one would be pretty cool. Yeah. So cool, good stuff. So at the moment, then, I know you've just got those new pickups and that lot, but is there a particular piece that I use the word vibing? Is it like a fidget piece, something that you currently seem to be just messing about with at the moment? Maybe it's on your desk, or one that you've just got at the side of your bed, or that you're just picking up and playing about with more so at the moment.
Not really. Like a lot of my like the way my room set up is, they're pretty much, most of my display is sort of desktop, because I've got my desk here, and each side is my shelf, so they're quite easy to get that.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I suppose I do pick up like the my little Nemesis Primes, which are easy to flick back and forward.
Yeah.
But as a specific piece, no, nothing's jumping out at me at the moment.
No. Okay. Well, maybe this'll be a better one for you then. So one of the questions I used to ask was about, if the house was on fire, and would there be a particular piece that you'd rush back in to save, kind of thing. But I've abandoned that now, and it's now your desert island. So do you have a desert island piece that that if you were stranded, it'd be the one piece that you'd have with you, that that you could while away the hours be playing and messing about with, or whatever?
I would probably have to say it would most probably have to be RID Scourge.
Right.
Because it's the robot mode's fantastic, the portability.
Mm-hmm.
The vehicle mode is brilliant, and the transformation is simple, easy, back and forth, and the trailer combatant transforms into a battle deck.
Yeah.
Firing missile launching discs. I mean, I'll probably lose it all in the sunlight, but
that was a good choice. That was one, when that came out, it was one that I always meant to get round to getting, but I never did.
Yeah.
And then by the time I kind of like got round to, thinking, right, okay, I'm going to pick that up, the prices had then started going up. And it was like, I want one, but I don't want one that much, kind of thing. So it kind of like, it just went on by. I think it was probably back end of last year, I think it was, I picked up the Legacy one that they made, the Laser Optimus Prime for the Legacy line.
Yeah. This one.
Is it Legacy Unlimited? No, but yeah, I think it's that mold, but it was the laser. It wasn't the Nemesis. It was just the normal laser.
Oh yeah.
The G2 one. Which, like I say, it's a fun thing, but I don't think it's as big as the original one, is it?
No, it's not as chunky. About the same size, not as chunky. I would definitely say the original one's better though.
Yeah. Right, good stuff. So I know it's obviously the Transformers are a thing, but is there any other interests outside Transformers that you sort of like, that other stuff to collect, or other things that interest you, that make the way onto your shelf?
At the moment, I'm trying new things, different things. So, I've got a couple of Marvel Legends, and what? Your brain's gone dead now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Recently, might have been last year, earlier this year, I bought a couple of the He-Man Masterverse figures.
All right, yeah.
Which was a new experience. Cause I'm not really. I'm familiar with He-Man. I know who He-Man is, but I've never really. I don't think I played with the toys.
No.
Sat there and watched the cartoon. So I picked myself up a He-Man, a Skeletor, and a Battle Cat.
Right.
And just trying out new things. Like recently, I bought the Super 7 Dragon Zord from Power Rangers.
Right.
That's quite a good piece.
Yeah.
But like a lot of my interests, it does seem to just be Transformers. Cause I just don't want to have a repeater of a time when I did try and get into everything. It just sort of a bit of an overload.
Right.
I sort of fell out with the hobby, fell out of love with the hobby for a bit, and had to have a really big reboot to the point where I pretty much sold my entire collection, apart from the Optimus Prime, and just restarted again.
Yeah. I mean, it can happen. I mean, a lot of people I've spoken to, you know, when they first get into it, you know, they just tend to just buy anything and everything, you know.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, and I think you have to, you know, be conscious of drawing that line and just focusing on a specific area, because it can quite quickly get out of hand, you know. So you know, and I've done a similar thing, you know. I've had purges, you know, through, you know, all the years I've been collecting. You know, I've got to a point where I've had a purge and, you know, got rid of a big chunk of stuff, and then, you know, changed it a bit and, you know, modified and redirected kind of thing. So yeah, no, it happens, and, you know, and there are other things I pick up, you know. Transformers wise, it's a bit slow, so, you know, there's the odd Black Series, there's the odd G.I. Joe Classified, you know, things like that, you know, the obvious Spectrum stuff that I pick up, you know, from time to time. So, you know, it's all bits and bobs here and there, you know. But like I said, the main thing is Transformers, you know, much like yourself. So well, if we go back then, looking, you know, like when you were a kid and that, you know, were there any particular, you know, like toys and games that you remember playing with as a child, you know, like, you know, any favourites of yours?
Oh, it's like quite a lot, actually. Again, I remember like Transformers. I remember having Transformers. I can't remember where they came from. I think they might used to be my brother's. I just remember a load of G1 Transformers in a big red tub.
All right.
Shaped like a bin. But also a big Power Rangers fan at the time. I had all the Megazords.
Right.
And just like bits and bats. It's like one of the things I miss most about the 90s are the car boots, because that's where a lot of my toys came from. And like I said, Power Rangers were a big one. Transformers. I got into Thunderbirds. That was another one I enjoyed playing with.
Yeah.
So, and Captain Scarlet, got into them for a bit. Then, like I said, Pokemon, that was another one of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I used to like collecting the like the little figurines, so a bit similar to Monsters in Pockets, I'm guessing. It's
all
like
right.
non-articulated figures, but they were just like different characters. Again, with Digimon, that was another one I enjoyed playing with.
Right. So did they come with the cards, or were they a separate thing?
No, they were separate then ones. It usually came in like a pack of like 6 or something. And they were just like different characters, monsters. Like Dragon Ball Z, I got really into that. And I guess I still am a bit into that. If it was like a second thing to Transformers, it probably would be Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
and like Turtles, Spider-Man. I remember having a lot of them figures, Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Just, I was pretty much really into my toys as a kid, and I would just play with different ones, and I'd buy boxes full of them.
Yeah, yeah. So is there like a you know, these toys you're getting? I mean, did that reflect the stuff that you were watching at the time? You know, like cartoons and things.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely one of those. If I watch something and I get into it, I can really get into it to the point where, as like modern day, I try not to watch as much TV because I know I could fall into that trap that is always at the back of my head.
Yeah. So I mean, any particular favourite cartoons then that you can recall?
Like I said, Transformers was one of my favourites.
Yeah.
I used to love watching Dragon Ball Z. That was like the first one where it was like continuing, where you had to watch all the way through.
All right, okay.
So I used to hate when you missed an episode and you got back in them days, kids, you couldn't search it up on the internet, even back in the 90s.
So it had like an overreaching story arc rather than it being just episodic.
Yeah.
Right.
And as I got older, I got a bit into Doctor Who. That was another thing I enjoyed. Yeah.
Is that the older one, or when it got like rebooted in the early 2000s?
I got into when it restarted back in 2005. Was it?
Right.
Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah.
Then I ended up going back and getting all when they started releasing all the classic episodes on DVD. I just started getting all them and watching it. And I pretty much watched it all the way up to Peter Capaldi.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just stopped watching it then because it did get a bit stupid.
Right.
And a little bit crap, but that's my opinion.
Right. Oh, that's good stuff. I mean, the Dragon Ball Z stuff and things like that. Pokemon. They were all real. Well after my time, kind of thing. So I've no. Don't really know much about those. Obviously Doctor Who. Yeah. I used to watch them, and back in the day, and then when it started up again. So no, that's good stuff. I mean, how about comics and stuff? Were you much into comics?
No, not really. Because unfortunately I'm dyslexic. So
right.
Reading is a bit of a chore for me.
Right.
And I've had it plenty of times where I've been told, "Well, you can read." Yes, I can read. But the way I would describe reading is have you ever watched a video and it's skipping?
Yeah.
And you can watch it and you sort of know what's happening, but would you sit there and watch it?
Right. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Sort of thing. But I've tried recently getting into it with the Skybound.
All right.
I've tried getting into that. Like with the comics. No, I think the only book I can remember having as a kid was Transformers the movie.
Right. Yeah.
The Ladybird one.
Oh right, yes, yeah. I know which one you mean. Yeah. Did you the one that had then? Is it the one that came with the cassette, or were it just the book?
I think I just had the book. I'm guessing it would have been bought off a car boot or a second-hand shop.
Right. Yeah. Right. When did you first see the movie then?
About 2005, I think it was. Quite late on. This is how bad this is. How I didn't realise that the book I had was a book of the movie.
Right.
So so it was a weird thing when I'm watching this movie and I'm going, I've never seen this movie before, but why does it look so bloody familiar?
Yeah. And it's it's a bit like karma, isn't it? Really, I mean, is it? No, it's not karma. It's like coincidence as well. It's sort of like prophetic that a film that's set in 2005 and you're watching it in 2005.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
Yeah, that's cool stuff. So going back to toys, then, is there you have any like fond memories or cool memories about a particular birthday or Christmas toy that you got? Where you were just like, wow, kind of thing. I've got this,
One that comes to mind is I remember one year Christmas, I just got a lot of Transformers Energon toys. It
Right.
was, a big amount. I've never had this many, and because like my Transformers was always been second hand or car boots,
Right. Okay.
and Energon was sort of the first toy line I got to get toys new.
Right.
So having open all these and just all these Energon boxes, and it was just. I'm talking. You got like Energon, Ironhide, Scorponok, Landmine, Rodimus, Tidal Wave.
Right.
And let's just say it was a really good Christmas that year.
Yeah. And are they stuff that you've still got, or are they part of the stuff that you sold on? When you dipped out for a bit.
No, unfortunately, when I was stupid and young, this is before I even got into collecting. I sold them off.
Right.
To make money for the next.
Yeah.
I wanted to get as a kid.
So have you been tempted to go back and pick them up, pick them back up that you had?
I am actually. I've even like a Minicon this year. I bought.
Right.
Sorry, I bought an Energon Landmine. And I'm currently keeping an eye out for an Energon Scorponok.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I am definitely thinking about revisiting my past.
Yes. Yeah, good stuff. So, I mean, I know you said it kind of, there are a lot of people that I speak to that, that don't have that kind of like cut-off point. Some people, just morph, they'll move from like toy collecting into video gaming and stuff like that. I mean, was it similar for yourself? Is that how it happened, or was there a specific, like a specific last toy that you got before you moved on, or you went on to other stuff, or did it just kind of like bleed through into whatever, video gaming or, whatever your next pursuit was, kind of thing?
Yeah, it just sort of bleeded in. Like I've always, everyone got into like the video games, like your PlayStations and your Xboxes. I always had that. Even if it was just like a small box of toys, I always did have some toys.
Right.
No, there was the odd time when I started going, I shouldn't really be playing with toys now, but I should be older, I should be a big boy now.
Yeah.
And I didn't know any better, man. So that just it was just one of these it was just a way to entertain myself, because unfortunately I weren't a very social kid when I was younger.
Right.
So it was between the choices were either playing with toys, watching TV, or playing on video games. And that was my evening's entertainment after school.
Yeah. Right. Well, it happens. I mean, like I said, it's I mean, the majority of people I have spoken to, about this, that's been the case. It's been, moved from toys into video gaming, and there's not really a distinct split kind of thing, but it's all like, where you leave that, because I think, I suppose it's like, I don't know if you ever remember seeing that meme that floats about every now and again, where it's like they're saying about, there was a time when this was the last time you ever went to play out, with your friends, kind of thing. But it doesn't really happen that way, because yes, you stop going out and playing out, but you still hook up with your mates, but you're just going out for a drink now, kind of thing. So it kind of like, it transforms, for want of a better word, into something else, it's still there. So right. Can you ever see yourself stopping collecting, or do you think it's something that you'll carry on doing in, whatever way, shape, or form?
I mean, one day I could probably see myself stopping, because I've reached a point on my collection where I have definitely slowed down a lot.
Right.
But there was a time when you have to, got to get it all. And as I've grown up and realised better ways of collecting, I could, one day, when I retire, I'll have that small cabinet or shelf in the corner with all the pieces that what favorite pieces for at the time. But not for a while. It'll be a long while off yet.
Is there a? I'll slip this one in because I did actually drop this question, but I'll slip it back in because it's interesting because I think you're probably one of the first people that's actually said that they can see a point when they would stop. So it's like, so what I'll say is there, do you have, and I don't always like this term, but do you have a grail piece? Is there a piece you haven't got that you want, but it's just a bit out of reach at the moment? For whatever reason.
I mean, the closest thing I would probably say is the new G1 Nuclear Quest.
Right. Okay.
The Black Reaper. That's definitely a piece that I would be interested in getting, but it wouldn't be I wouldn't say it would be the piece if I went right. I'm done. I can finish now.
Right.
I don't really think there is a piece that will be the end of it. Like, I've done now. I think it'll be more of a case of sort of my Holy Grail will be the finished collection when I finally can look at my collection, look at my display, and go, I'm done. Yeah. I'm happy. Yeah. I don't have to change anything. Everything looks great. Fine. I can sit and chill. Someone turn around to me, these new figures coming out. I go, I don't care. I can live without it. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I think that's more what my Holy Grail would be. Right.
Yeah. The finished set. To rest on your laurels and just soak in the majesty of it all.
No, where I can just grab my daughter and go, one day that'll all be yours, and she'll go, no, it won't, Dad. As soon as you go in that ground there, when it's sold.
Yeah. No, it's interesting because I did used to have that Nucleon Convoy. Yes, I think it was Toys R Us special, Japanese Toys R Us special. It was, I think. Great piece, real nice piece. But it went. But these things happen. So, is there double barrel question now? What do you like and enjoy about collecting, and what do you dislike about and not enjoy about collecting?
What I enjoy is, like I do enjoy working on my displays and presenting them. But at the same time, I really hate it because if you can't get it right, it really frustrates me to the point where sometimes I have to go, no, I'm not doing this. And it's always still on the floor, and I go, no, not doing it. I'll walk out the room, probably not come back in for a couple of days.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's something I enjoy doing. I'm always looking at my display and go, it's good, but how can I make it better? And like, the biggest part of this hobby is the communion.
Right.
Because just meeting like people such as you and Dave and the guys from Transformers the Show and just everyone.
Yeah.
It's been definitely the best part of this hobby for me. Just getting to know people that we're like-minded. But I would say that a major dislike I don't like it at the moment is the hustle and bustle you get when you you gotta buy it now, or you're not gonna get it. Pay more later. That sort of.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I think in some respects, collecting has changed because when I first got into it back in the late 90s, when I sort of like that and thinking, I'm collecting it kind of thing. That was half. Well, actually, no, it was more than half. The excitement of it all was being out in the wild trying to find stuff. There weren't really pre-orders weren't a thing really back then. You knew stuff was coming up, you know, and you had old websites like Cybertoys and things like that where you could get stuff off, but there weren't. I wouldn't say that they were particularly pre-orders as what we know them now. You know, you weren't putting a deposit down like 6-7 months before they were released, kind of thing. You know, there wasn't really much of that. You know, so I think, you know, I think modern day collecting now for me has been changed by the pre-order. You know, because like I said, there's not that thrill of just happening upon something. You know, like I said, you know, going to a toy fair or a convention and like having a rummage around in a box and thinking, oh look, you know, it's a G1 wheelie. You know, not that anyone would think that because it's an absolute horrid toy, you know, but you know, it's right up there with skids. You know, so it's but I think you know what I mean. So you know, but no, it's I get what you're saying on that. I get what you're saying on that.
Like I said, there's not a better feeling than when you found something in the wild.
Yeah.
And it's a thing I sort of go off when I'm buying. If I don't get that, I might not want it as much as I thought I did. But if I do even my wife knows, you just sort of like, all right, you can get it.
Yeah. Right. So, on that then, is there any advice that you'd give to, you know, someone that's just starting out collecting?
Yeah, don't do it. It's a trap. Don't do it. Just take your time with it. Don't rush into it. Don't fall into that trap of got to get it all. You know, think about what you want out of your collection. What is it that? Well, all these questions you've asked today, you know, is a good guideline to. You know, what motivates you? Why do you want this?
Yeah.
What started your collection? Is it because you like his character?
You
know, because some of the best collections can be just a shelf with one or two figures.
Yeah.
And just take your time and remember to enjoy it.
No, can't argue with that. Would you advise them to collect Transformers, or would you say no, don't do it? Collect something else.
Well, it's like I say, Transformers is it's one of the best toy lines going. It's just like you got three things in one. You've got a puzzle, you've got a car, you've got a robot. So yeah, I would suggest, but again, make sure maybe do a bit of research before you go into it. Yeah.
No, can't argue with that. So we're at that point now. I'm gonna put you on the spot here now and just say, is there anything that you'd like to ask me?
Oh, I don't think there is.
I mean, don't worry if you can't. I'll put you on the spot a bit there.
I am curious about this, the old archives, and because you seem to be the things you seem to be interested in collecting at the moment is us collectors ourselves. So what got you interested in that?
I like that. What's that question? What it was is I'm actually a bit of a fraud. I'm a bounder and a cad. No, I say that jokingly, but sometimes I do feel a bit of a fraud because I don't actually consider myself as an active collector. Yeah, you see, my collection is pretty much done. I sound like a broken record because most of the time I am. You know, just repeat myself. I'm like that old bloke in a corner that, you know, you just says the same thing over and over again. You know, a bit like Rowley Birkin QC from the Fast Show. You know, flying monkeys, and you know, but yeah, it's that kind of thing where because my collection's pretty much complete, I just pick stuff up now to upgrade or to replace.
Yeah.
So an example would be at the moment I've got X-Transbots Boost, which is their version of Windcharger, like a Masterpiece Windcharger. Yeah. He's on my shelf at the moment, but I'm waiting for someone else to do a better version of Windcharger. Hopefully it will be Fans Toys. Yeah. So then I can swap that out. So that's really what I do. And then the odd occasional bit will crop up and I'll be like, oh, shiny. Right, yeah, I'll have that. Thank you very much. I'll get that. You know, the on the Transformers side, the stuff I tend to collect the most now is like the peripheral stuff. So, you know, things like obscure colouring books or reading books or pencil cases, or a friend got me a birthday gift last year, and it was some Transformers walkie-talkies from back in 1985. You know, so really oddball, obscure stuff. So that being the case, YouTube was never going to be a thing for me. I had little to no interest in it, mainly because I thought I'd be absolutely terrible and crap at it. You know, so I thought, you know, I'll stick to my lane. I'll do what I know, and that's doing photography and written reviews. You know, I mean, I've had a way. I mean, funnily enough, it's actually 20 years. In July, it will be 20 years that I've been doing the Vaults of Viacom. Yeah. I mean, I've got a note on my board to do something about it, but I haven't planned anything yet. You know, complete 100% underachiever. So it was like, other than losing my train of thought on what I was saying, so I've completely not. What were I saying, Lee? Come on, refresh my memory. I've lost my train of thought there.
Yeah.
You see, really, I should put an edit in there, but I'm not going to do. I'm not going to put an edit in.
It's too much hard work.
You know how moronic I am. No, so right, yeah. So that's it. I was used to doing the written reviews and doing photographs and things like that. But then there were a couple of friends that I'd been speaking to, and they said, you know, why don't you give it a go? So I was looking for the right thing to do, and I thought, you know, something, I'm gonna talk to other collectors, and you know, and ask them about their collecting journey. Yeah. And that's how it started. What, like many things with me, the first thing what I came up with the title Collector's Archive. And I mean, this is my folder here. I've got a folder here, and this is my ideas folder. Every idea I have regarding Vaults of Viacom or stuff like that gets put in this folder. And I had a blank sheet of paper, and at the top of it, I just wrote Collector's Archive. And I was like, what the hell's that mean? Yeah. And then I think it was probably a couple of weeks passed, and I thought, and that's when it came to me, I thought, oh, yeah. I'll ask people about their collection and their, you know, what got them into it, kind of thing, you know, because I know what got me into it, and it was, you know, it'd be interesting to see what got other people into it. So that's what it was. So it was a case of I then started collecting, and I think I've got it in my description somewhere, you know, collecting other collectors, you know, and their experiences and things like that. So that's pretty much really how that started, you know. And I did 4.5 seasons of it, you know, 8 episodes each season. The fourth season, I had a bit of hiatus because I was kind of like a bit unsure about if I wanted to carry on with it, and you know, it felt a bit repetitious. You know, I was feeling like it was getting a bit repetitious. Yeah. So I had a bit of a hiatus from it, but then I went back because I'd recorded 2 that I had not published, and that was with Pete and Paul from Transformers the Show. So I thought it would only right that I get them finished off. And when I went back to edit them and get them done, I rediscovered my enjoyment for it, and I thought, I'm going to tweak the questions around a bit, and there's still plenty more people to talk to about it, you know. So I finished them off, and then that's when I got in touch with you and Dave, you know. So this episode, you know, with this chat with you, that will be the last episode of season 4, and you know, so I'm already talking with people about, you know, going on for season 5, you know, so it kind of renewed my interest for it. There are other stuff that I'm planning as well that I'm doing, which I can't tell you about, you know, because I want it to be a surprise, you know. I know, well, if I tell you about it and I don't do it, you know, it's like, you know, so. Yeah, exactly. It is always that. So that's it, the long way around, that's where the Collector's Archive came from.
That's very good.
Oh, yeah.
It's nice to hear other people's story, and it's just like you know that you're not the only one, because you you can get a lot of this. Oh, why you collect toys and what's all that about? Yeah. So it's just nice to see that there are other people out there like-minded.
Oh yeah. There's more of us than what that people think. What to nick a line from the recent series of Andor? We have friends everywhere. Right, so that's it, Lee. We're at the end. We've really rattled through that, and that's kind of good in a way because I won't have to do much editing.
Always happy to help.
Yeah, pardon?
Always happy to help.
Yeah. No, I mean, because I can just bolt the intro, bolt the outro, and that's it, and it's done. You can get it out there. But no, I've enjoyed it. It's been good chatting to you. So what I will say is then, if you just want to give us a quick recap, and just tell people where they can find you on the socials.
Absolutely. You can find me at Here's LeeLee on YouTube, Blue Sky, and Instagram. And if you at Toy Me Toy You every other Sunday, me and Dave from Toy Slice talk about toys with wonderful guests such as Ed here.
No, thank you. I appreciate that. It's too kind. Right. Well, that's it then. All I can say again is, thanks for coming on and chatting. It's been a pleasure, and I'm sure we'll speak and see each other soon.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
So,
it's been an honour and a pleasure.
No, cheers. So you take care, Lee. All the best.
Bye-bye.
Just one more thing.
And there we go. That's it. That's season 4 of the Collector's Archive. Done and dusted. Thank you very much to everybody who participated. It was great talking to you all. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And just to offer apologies that it took so long to get finished off. But, we got there in the end. And that's it. So, nothing left really for me to say other than, again, thank you. And keep an eye out for season 5, which will be coming real soon, hopefully. All the best and take care.
Interface access disengaged. Thank you for accessing the Collector's Archive. To enable return access, please select the like, subscribe, and notification icons. Initiating shutdown sequence now. The vaults of Icon.